This right here is the new Aston Martin DBX S, and that marks the new flagship for Aston Martin's SUV lineup, which they only have one SUV, but now this is actually just above the DBX 707. It's basically a DBX 707 with a few tweaks, and on today's review, I'm gonna be going over what those tweaks are. I'm not gonna do a full review of the vehicle because I've already done a DBX 707, and I did also the refresh of the DBX 707 when they basically came out with their 2025 model year. So if you guys want, you can basically go back to those videos to check out a little bit more in depth about those cars. But on today's review, I'm gonna be going over just what the differences are on the DBX S. They're not that many, and I would assume that to the non-car enthusiast, they probably would not be able to pick up on those differences. On the car enthusiast though, yeah, someone like myself would be able to tell right away. So, as always guys, let's strap in and take a look. So let's just get started right here in the front of the vehicle. The first thing that you notice right away is a little bit of a different front fascia. And that basically includes this front grille, which is very, very, very similar to the previous generation DBS. So not the current Vanquish, the previous one to the Vanquish, which is the DBS Superleggera. It's got the very similar grille to that. And I actually like it. It's got like a three-dimensional look to it. So it's given it more of an aggressive look. And then the other thing also are the side curtains, or the front bumper area of the side curtains, where you see this area right here and this lower area, which is like a bit of a front lip. It allows for more air to actually go into the intercoolers and the heat exchangers for better airflow into the engine and to actually keep it cooler. That's also because of the fact that what they did for the engine is they increased it by 20 horsepower. Not that much, I do understand, but they actually ended up doing using some of the components from the Aston Martin Valhalla and integrated into this twin-turbo 4-liter V8 that's AMG sourced. So aside from those little tweaks that you see in terms of design, we don't see much else. So like I said before, front grille, front bumper, including this sort of side curtain area over here, alongside with the front lip. They actually integrated this lip here at the bottom as well. So that's basically it in terms of differences that we see in the front. Now, here on the side of the vehicle, we don't get to see much of a difference. In fact, they didn't change anything except for adding a badge. And now we have some new design wheels as well. The wheels, I don't think these are the magnesium ones, but what Aston Martin did as well to help in terms of weight savings, because you could option out, they're not standard on the DBX S, but you can option out a few lightweight components or packages for the DBX S, which allows for, I think, a total weight savings of about 104 pounds, which includes a total of 40 pounds all around all four corners with the magnesium wheels, if you end up getting them. So it's 40 pounds total, with another, I don't know how many pounds you end up saving on the carbon fiber roof, which Aston Martin says is the largest carbon fiber roof they've fitted on a vehicle. So the carbon fiber roof, the magnesium wheels, and some other components around the vehicle would actually help in terms of the total weight savings of just over 100 pounds as well. So that's basically it. So getting back to just in summary, new design wheels, and also the S badge on the side. And now here in the back, we see, I think where you see the largest difference, or where probably most people will notice a difference, would be on the vertically stacked exhausts that you see on each corner. So you have these vertically stacked exhausts that basically bring a different sort of rumble. So it's got the sort of Lexus ISF/RCF style vertically stacked exhausts. I like it. Some people might not. Some people actually would probably prefer the horizontal dual exhaust or, you know, double quad exhaust. I think it makes it look different in my opinion. So there's that, and there's also a little bit of a different rear diffuser at the same time to help the you know, stabilize the car and keep it more grounded. And then a little bit of a difference in terms of the paint scheme. Over here you have this black strip that sits right under the duckbill spoiler, or duckbill sort of rear portion over here, rear deck lid. So from a design perspective, that's basically it. I believe that the exhaust is also a little bit lighter. From a design aesthetic perspective, that's basically it. I'm gonna show you guys really quickly inside, but nothing's been changed on the interior, just to let you guys know. And now we're inside of the Aston Martin DBX S. The only difference that you'll see, everything else is the same. Of course, each Aston Martin can be spec to your liking. So of course, we're gonna have different interiors. One thing that really caught my eye is this inlay over here, which kind of looks like a bit of carbon fiber, a bit metallic. I can't even tell. Let me know what you guys think that is. But yeah, pretty cool inlays, to be honest. And then of course, the only thing that will show a difference that this is a S as opposed to a DBX 707 is the badging that's embroidered into the seat. So that's the only thing that you'll be able to tell. That is a DBX S as opposed to a 707. And aside from that, I mean, that's basically it. The only other thing maybe would be if you option out the carbon fiber roof, this would not have a panoramic roof. It would just basically have probably full leather or full Alcantara with no panoramic roof, just because you have the carbon fiber. So ultimately, I mean, that's basically it from the interior, and that's it. Let's just go over a little bit of the specs, the mechanical, technical specs of the vehicle in terms of what they've done. And I'll just show you a little bit under the hood, because they did change, I believe, the turbos also from the engine as well. So we're under the bonnet of the Aston Martin DBX S. It essentially has the same engine as a DBX 707, except for the fact that it's got an additional 20 horsepower, which is, I know you probably don't even feel it, to be honest with you, when you drive it. I haven't driven it. I won't have the opportunity to drive it because the dealership over here only has one unit of the DBX S, and they're keeping it in the showroom regardless. So what did they do to actually increase the horsepower? According to Aston Martin, they basically took some of the they took the larger compressor wheels from the Valhalla supercar. So and that's on the turbochargers, by the way. So they upgraded the turbochargers and they took the compressor wheels from the Valhalla to create, I guess, a little bit more boost or more efficient boost. That's how you end up getting the additional horsepower, which ends up being a total of 717 horsepower or 727 PS. Aside from that, they've recalibrated the suspension. They've recalibrated the same 9-speed wet clutch transmission that's on the DBX 707. So now with the recalibrated transmission, basically more aggressive upshifts and downshifts in both Sport and Sport Plus modes. And finally, you also have a quicker steering rack, which allows for a 4% quicker steering ratio, or quicker steering rack, so much more responsive. So all in all, the sum of all the changes that they did on the DBX S add up to a better performing vehicle overall. You're also paying a little bit extra for that at the same time. So ultimately, would you go for one of these? Let me know in the comments. But I truly do hope that you guys enjoyed this quick overview on the DBX S. I didn't get a chance to drive it. I just wanted to show you guys around because it was my first time that I had the opportunity to take a look at it. And I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an inside close look at some of the aesthetic changes and talk about the mechanical changes that they did on the vehicle. So I don't know if you'll be able to notice or not, but when I do get the chance to test drive it, I'll let you guys know in my review. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you enjoyed the video or if you got something out of it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Definitely helps a lot with the algorithm. Make sure to check out some of my other content that I have on vehicles that are similar to this in the luxury and exotic segments. And make sure to stay tuned for the next video. I'll see you guys on the next one.